Hello, my name is Kurt Brown, also known as Saint Rambone. I have a website titled Mobile Audit Club. I see the writers are on strike. I was forced out of my job as a bank examiner at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. I had noticed money laundering while I was working there in San Francisco. A regional director had about 10 years before I'd arrived in 99, had allegedly committed suicide in his office. I believe it was murder. We are in a technological sort of war. I don't see you writers going to be getting any assistance in the future now that YouTube and the internet is booming so large. I have a degree in journalism, and I've never even been able to work in the field. I primarily worked in sales, and then I went and got an accounting degree, and I worked as an auditor for 1 year, and they pushed me out. The FDIC did. The woman told me, she said, "You drop this EEOC complaint or you're going to be terminated." Me thinking I could take the case to court. If she terminated me, I said, go right ahead. She terminated me. The EEOC would not hear the case. When I reported the money laundering and murder I knew about, an attempt was made on my life, and then there was no response by the federal government. I sent out numerous emails. Then I was forcibly injected after I had fled Alabama. I'd reported the sheriff as money laundering, and he took my gun permit, and they would not allow me into a city council meeting. I was carrying a gun because of no response to the attempt on my life. And I basically have written a whole site. I have a lot of writings. I'm also a writer. I've written a site at Mobile Audit Club. I've written some quatrains type things. They're more of a metaphysical sort. And I've also written on my Loveline 5 pages, comedy and science. I don't see the writers as really benefiting unless they have connections in Hollywood. I see Hollywood as a major distraction. I don't think the writers are going to be able to do anything in the future because real life is much more exciting than the fake life that much of the media conglomerates put out. The way I see it is the government and mass media are one. We are not one with them. I am hoping for an overthrow of the current regime in power around the globe because they inject people. They injected me, and they're allowing forced injections since 2001 under their Chapter 36 laws in states such as Nevada. What that means is if one of those crime syndicates at the top of that state decides that you're creating problems for them, if you happen to stop somewhere and report something, regardless, they can say, oh, look, he's insane, let's inject him, let's torture him. I believe they can also take you in and question you. We should never trust the United States government. If you're a writer, I just urge you to go ahead and go back to school because I don't think things are going to get any better. People are starting to turn off from mass media and Hollywood simply because the more intelligent people, they're bored with it. It means nothing to them. There's much more exciting on the web. There's much more interaction there. So anyway, just get yourself another degree. I encourage you not to go into accounting or auditing. If you work for the federal government and you see money laundering, you do not report it. Do not expect any equal justice from those people. They will not give it to you. We mean nothing to them. Therefore, they mean nothing to us. In the event of a global war, and if there is a humane side come up, I want to be on the other side. I see the regime in power in the United States as being the enemy to humane mankind. This picture here was drawn after I had been tortured by the federal government. This other one was drawn before I was ever arrested. Actually, it's got 2 layers. You can read about it on my Quatrains 1 page. I wish you writers luck. I wish I could have gotten a job in Hollywood as a writer too. But it just didn't come out that way, and I don't really expect anything out of it now because I see it as kind of a dying field. So get yourself another degree. If you're young and you're a writer, take a look around at what's happening. Just forget about it. You need to go get a better education. I encourage you to birth your children away from the government. Do not trust the government drugs. Do not trust the government hospitals. Do not trust their schools. The reason I say about the hospitals and schools is not that the people there are bad. It's just you do not know what you're getting into. We know in public schools they teach them lies. They indoctrinate them to be of the lower caste of our enemy regime in power. Never again serve them. Never again trust them. They have betrayed the trust.